Psychopathy, pursuing goals in beta. Let us dwell for a moment on one of the other scientific facts about beta, about setting goals and achieving rewards. As research taught us, beta is related to expectation, aiming and achieving things. Thus we can expect people who are all day long in beta to always be looking for ways to satisfy their lusts and desires. To achieve things is not something you try to do on behalf of your fellow man. You cannot do this vicariously. You do this for yourself. All day long working to serve yourself is often seen as being selfish, egoistic, that is. And moreover, being selfish and busy skimming the cream in every situation and by any means leaves little room for a very important ability that attracts some attention these days: empathy. You cannot be empathic and serve yourself at the cost of others at the same time. It's impossible. This boils down to a very unpleasant fact. You can hardly feel empathy, less so express it, whilst in beta. When we recognize that people in general spend most of their daily hours in beta, this explains the lack of empathy in our society. This lack of empathy is often focused on when a lone killer takes out a handful of defenseless civilians. In such moments, who remember the millions that died in wars for no other reason than state corporations' greed for new playgrounds and resources? Who remembers the children who were sent out of Europe to inhabit the New World? In school we learned that scumbags and criminals were let out of British prisons and sent abroad, when in reality tens of thousands of poor children were taken from their families without any official legislation whatsoever. They were simply traded as slaves by the government in order to improve the workforce overseas. Listen, the practice of sending poor or orphaned children to English and later British settler colonies to help alleviate the shortage of labor began in 1618 with the rounding up and transportation of 100 English vagrant children to the Virginia colony. Citation ended. This practice continued from North Ireland up until very recently and was supposedly ended in 1995. And of course, this all happened so quickly throughout the course of mere 400 years that nobody was able to respond before it was over. Sorry for the sarcasm. This could, of course, only take place over such a prolonged period of time because everybody involved was happy with the results. Everybody except for the victims, that is, benefited from it. This practice paid off on so many levels, from the people spying, those catching, handling, transporting, cooking, and so on. A whole system of logistics and businesses was built up, developed and thrived through 4 long centuries. I'm sorry, this book is far from done. If you get impatient, buy one for yourself. Right there.